Hi everyone, it's Carrie with My Friends Call Me Martha, and yes, I got that nickname from Martha Stewart because I like to cook and be in my kitchen, and then I also like to be crafty and doing all kinds of things in my craft room. So I am here today. We are going to be using the Cottage Rose Suite to make 2 cards. This is one of them, and you may recognize it because I basically copied one of the ones in the catalog. And I just want to remind you that it is a great time to shop with Stampin' Up! Because there's the extra rewards that you get through the celebration promotion through the end of August, and they actually added some new items because some of the ones in this little catalog have already sold out. So if you are shopping my website, you can use the August host code that is right here. And let's just jump right in. All right, so first off, I want to show you guys this Cottage Rose paper. It has some really great designs to it. Sometimes it's hard because you don't know which side of the paper to pick. But some great neutrals, and then this one already stamped for you, and you could color it in to add some color. Same here with this one here. So for my card, I picked, and there's the stamp set for you to see, and then it comes also with some coordinating dies, which I have some of them out on my desk because we're going to be cutting soon. All right, so let's put that there. So I'm using a standard card base, which measures 8.5 by 5.5, and then I scored it at 4 1/4. And I do like scoring my cardstock because I find that it just makes it a little bit easier to make sure you get that perfectly straight card. And then I did cut an inside layer. This is 5 1/4 by 4. And we're going to decorate the inside of this card, as well as doing the outside. All right, so that's all ready. And now we're going to be stamping. And one of the things that we're actually going to do is, if you can look on my card here, is we're actually going to stamp the ribbon. I saw this in the catalog and thought it was so neat. I've colored ribbon, you may have seen that in one of my other videos, but I've never actually stamped my ribbon. So let me just clean this because I think it has black on it. Okay, so, and I'm going to use the Evening Evergreen. Now, just like stamping your background paper, I'm gonna like turn my stamp and kind of move it around so it's not the same pattern, and that the leaves are coming at a different direction each time I stamp. And we need about 5 inches of ribbon. And I think that should do it. And I'm just going to cut this off. We can close up this ink pad. And then for the rest of the stamping, I am just going to be using Memento black ink. Get that out of the way. We're going to clean our leaves again. All right, let's let that dry for a second, and then we're going to stamp our flower images. I'm going to do this one. I'm going to do our leaves once. And then with a bigger stamp, I tend to ink on top of it. I just find it's a little bit easier. And we are going to do some coloring. As you may know, I hate coloring, but I'm going to do a little coloring today. And then we are going to stamp for our sentiment. Happy birthday. Oh, why did I put the ink away? That was silly. And again, I'm just going to use Memento Black for the sentiment, and I'm going to try, I tend to use the line on my little desktop here to help me stamp straight. Pretty good. Okay, now we are done with our ink pads. All right. So the card that inspired me was actually this one here in the catalog on page 56. I just made it, I like the background paper, so I didn't stamp the extra flower and leaf, but that is what we're going to put on the inside of our card. So I'm going to be using alcohol markers, and I do not have Petal Pink, which is the color of the cardstock, but I did have this pink Copic marker, and that's what I used for the flowers. And what I'm going to do is just kind of color where the lines are. So there's very faint lines. And I'm just kind of adding color where those lines are. And if you don't like kind of the way this looks, you could totally color this. Some people I know are really good at watercoloring. I am not good at any form of coloring as it pertains to stamping. So to me, this was just kind of an easy way to do it. Same thing with our larger flower. I apologize for the background noise if you guys can hear my family. Sometimes it's hard to have quiet space to do a video. Well, and I can't really be mobile with my stamping. Kind of everything is here at my fingertips. All right, and then so I just, like I said, added a little bit of color. For the leaves, I'm going to do the same. I'm actually going to outline the stem and then kind of the little, I don't even know what the right word is for. And then I'm going to come in with a lighter color. So this is the dark soft succulent, which is the same as our card base. I'm just doing the stems and then those little, and again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Once it's on the card, I feel like the main focus is like the sentiment, and my eyes kind of get drawn to the background paper. It's actually a little bit hard to talk and color at the same time. All right, so that is the dark one, and now I'm going to come in with the lighter one and just kind of color in my whole leaf. And then once these are all colored, we will then use a die cutting machine to cut them out. Like I said, there are the coordinating dies that cut out all these shapes. If you did not have a die cutting machine, you could probably cut these out with scissors. It just would be a little tedious. All right. Sorry that I'm not talking much, guys. It really is hard to kind of talk and color at the same time, at least for me. And as you guys know, I am trying to grow my customer base and subscription list. If you wouldn't mind liking this video and subscribing to my channel, I have a goal of getting to 1,000 by the end of the year. And then this is a color lifter, and I feel like this helps a little with blending or picking up color and moving it around, where you might find that you're too splotchy. But again, oh, and I did want to come back and do that stem over here. All right. And I think that's all I'm going to do. All right, so now with die cutting, I like to use washi tape. I just find that it helps me keep the dies where I want them. I can easily walk over to my die cutting machine. So this flower is this one right here, and I love it. I don't really need washi tape on that because I have plenty of space. Then for my leaves, and I try to like match this up as best I can, trying to make sure it's like centered over everything. And like I said, this is kind of why I use washi tape, because once I get it in the right place, I add the washi tape and it'll stay there for me to walk over to the die cutting machine. Okay, got another piece here for the larger image. This one is a little bit harder to line up because it's bigger and you gotta kind of keep looking around. All right, I think that's good. And then for this flower here, I kind of wish they had it available as its own little cutout, but it's not. And actually I'm gonna have to come back. So let me go run these through and I'll be right back. All right, so we got those two cut out, and then you can see my flower kind of got stuck to my very much worn cutting plate. So I'm just going to try to find a place where I can get it up without destroying it. So there we go, and then clean off these extra bits and pieces. These plates get very worn. All right, and then let's just take off these little guys. All right, and let me go cut out. Well, I can show you guys how I line this up. So it's kind of hard because it's got all of this extra. Keep turning it till I got it exactly where I want it, and then tape it down. And I'm going to go run this through. I'll be right back. Okay, so now I got this little guy. And I think we're ready to start assembling. Oh my goodness. So where is my card base? See, everything gets like lost in the shuffle here. All right, we don't need the dies. Put those aside. Then we just want to clean out our little die cut. Give it that detail. It's got little holes for the center of the flower. Come on. There we go. Okay, and lastly, another stem. Okay, so for starters, I am going to put I really liked this piece because it had that little like memo line at the top, but it's all right. And to get this down, I am going to use my Seal Plus. There we go. Then I am going to cut off this excess. And you could either cut it straight to the edge of the paper, or you could tape it down. I like to just use some Scotch tape to hold it down, and then that way I can run my tape adhesive right over that and it goes over with ease. And you want to center this on your card base. And I am going to use dimensionals to pop up my flower. And I use about 4. If you were going to put this in the mail, I may add a couple more just to make sure that it holds up well. And you're just going to lay that down. I'm going to take our sentiment and I'm just going to cut it at an angle on each side. You could do a banner or keep it straight, whatever you like. I'm also going to add a dimensional to the end of this because it is going to stick to the flower and then be down here as well. So, like that. Now for inside the card, we're just going to add a little adhesive to our leaves. Oh my goodness, my dog is like gnawing a bone right at my feet. You guys can probably hear that against the hardwood floor. Like I said, it's really hard to find quiet space around here. So I like just putting that on the inside because it's very much like unexpected. And I just kind of like doing that kind of thing. Now for our flower, what I did was I just put a glue dot down here on the leaf. And I'm just going to kind of tuck it. Actually, I might have to go over here. Sometimes it's hard to find like the right spot because of where your dimensionals are. You could obviously lay this down first, but I just kind of like just having that little bit of extra. And then, like the one in the catalog, I did use a little bit of Baker's Twine or Twine Essential. I can't remember. I think it's called the Twine Essentials pack. So there's like 5 different colors that come, and it's great. Lasts forever. There's so much on these little spools. All right, my ribbon twisted and turned. And same thing for this. I'm just going to add a glue dot. You can also hear my neighbors are weed whacking or cutting down trees. I'm not sure. Could be a chainsaw. Oh my goodness, this poor bow just does not want to cooperate with me today. Alright, hopefully I got it. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use my tweezers and kind of just tuck it under the flower. And then we're going to add these cute little rustic metallic dots. And here I'm using my Take Your Pick tool, which is great. It has a little putty end and it picks up your embellishments. Makes it super easy. And there you have it. So that is one card made with this adorable suite. Now I'm going to do a little bit more simple of a card. And for this one, I'm using a crumb cake card base. So it is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then I just took 2 pieces of the paper. Oops, hold on. I want to do. And these are, I believe they're 3 by 5. Let me just double check the measurement for you. 3x5. 3x5 is a great size. It just, I don't know, it works really good. And you get a lot of pieces that are 3x5 out of a sheet of designer paper. So I put the first piece there, and then I'm just going to cover up most of it there. And then I'm just going to simply do a sentiment. Oh, yep, they definitely cut a tree. Wow, I'm not sure if you guys heard that, but it made like a very large, it's a very large tree. All right, Eve, quiet. Sorry, guys. The dog is now excited. Okay, so I stamped the best wishes, and I am going to do this one at an angle and then straight. And I'm also going to pop this up on dimensionals. Now I did have a little bit of extra ribbon left, so I mean I could add some of that, but I just want to show you guys that you can keep a card fairly simple if you are new to crafting and don't kind of have all of the things. Dimensionals should definitely be on your list of items to buy if you are new to Stampin'. It adds definitely a lot to a card. And then I'm just going to put this right here, and I'm going to add a little bow. And then you can add some embellishments. For this one I might add the iridescent. This ribbon is very curly. Alright, and again, I'm going to attach this with a glue dot. Just make it a little bit smaller. And for, let's see, I have those which might look nice. Where are my iridescent ones? Might have to open a new package. And these are the iridescent pearls. Let's see. Yeah, actually I like these are champagne rhinestones. They're named after me. Just kidding. I wish they were named after me. And there you have it. So 2 very easy cards. Bring this one back in. So I hope you liked today's video. Again, if you could like and subscribe, I would so appreciate it. I am trying to become famous on YouTube. I know it's possible. I don't play video games. That seems to be how a lot of people are making it famous. But anyways, I thank you again for tuning in. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me or leave a comment, and I can definitely get back to you. Take care. Bye.